I am very happy to be here with you. So let me tell you a little bit about my plan, so we are all on the same page. I decided I would like to create a Divi website live on Facebook inside our group, and every week I'll be adding different elements and customize different things in the same website, and hopefully get some feedback from you and you know, do it together. Thank you. Okay, so thank you for being here. I'm very, very grateful for all of you. So last week, just so we are all on the same page, last week I've added SVG icons to the menu using some JavaScript, but I realized that I haven't been super clear of what I was doing. So now I would like to take a step back and actually explain a bit in more detail what I was doing and why. So the main question is why and when we would want to use SVGs instead of PNGs or JPEGs, right? So let me quickly explain the difference. The raster image, like PNG or JPEG, is made up of pixels and has a set resolution. So if you scale it up, it can become grainy or pixelated. Even if you upload a big PNG image and ask browser to resize it for you, make it smaller, even then it can be blurry or like appear as low quality. So for elements like logos where there's text involved, it's very good to use SVG because vector image is created using points, lines and shapes, and it can be scaled to any size without the loss of quality. So that is why last week I've installed a plugin in my WordPress dashboard. So why we needed plugin? Because WordPress by default doesn't allow us to upload SVGs, and this is due to security reasons. SVG is basically code, so they can include malicious JavaScript if it's not from a trusted source. So that's why by default you can't upload any SVGs into your WordPress page. But there are plugins, or we can even use our own code to enable that. But for now I just installed plugin and we're good. If you are not creating SVGs yourself and you've downloaded an SVG image from a like unreliable source, you're not sure if it's okay to use, then using let me show you. I use the tool SVG OMG, it's called, and using this allows you to preview your SVG source as well as optimize it. So I've used some icons, and let me upload one here so we can see that. So this is my SVG image, and it's made of this code. I saved it myself from the Illustrator, and that's how the well, that's the optimized version. If I click here, show original, that's the code I got from Illustrator. So if I'm using this tool, it optimizes that code for me, so makes it minified, and you see, even if the markup is pretty, the difference between the original and the optimized version is a lot of less code. So it's useful to optimize your SVG before you decided to upload, and also useful for us because, sure, yes, Yes, I will. Actually, every link I will be mentioning in this video, you will be able to find on that page itself, because you see that's our web design playground website. We already have the icons here, and in the resources page, I've did that today earlier. I've included the link to that tool, to SVG OMG website. So anytime I mention something, you can be sure to find it on the resources page here. In one of these videos, we will work on that page and make it look pretty, but for now, it's just a standard link. So this tool gave us the nice minified version of SVG code, and the reason we want to use code instead of image SVG file is because SVG file cannot be edited, but if you include upload SVG into your WordPress, like inside an image module or inside your menu, it would work as an EMG file, like that points directly to the file. You won't be able to edit it the way it has been saved. That's how it's going to look on your site. But if we embed the SVG code, then we can target it with CSS. It's pretty awesome because you can actually edit every little path inside SVG separately for like advanced and different colors and like even animations and all that. But yeah, just to keep it simple, we will only edit the whole thing. But it's, like I said, it's possible to edit SVG code with CSS if it's embedded as a code rather than an image. Okay, so let me show you what I was trying to do last week, if you can see my Chrome again. So, okay, I mentioned that I installed the plugin to be able to upload SVGs. So that was the one thing we did. I also added the necessary pages. We only have 4, but it's okay for now. And I also included CSS classes. Let me show you. Under Appearance, Menus. This is our menu, the 4 pages, and each page has a CSS class. Sorry. That's, the name is as the page item. So DL Home, DL Tutorials, and so on. If you can't see the CSS classes here, because by default they are disabled, you have to make sure to, okay, I'm covering it, but there's screen options button here at the top, and then you can enable CSS classes. And this way, you can add CSS classes to your menu, and that's what we did. And then, just a quick recap of my first live last week. And then in the Divi theme options, integration tab, I've added a little bit of, well, it seems like a lot, but it's actually very simple and easy bit of jQuery code. So it basically asks that we want to put our SVG code inside at the beginning of the A element, the link that's inside the menu item we've created. So I have a DL community list element in the menu, and there's A for a link inside, and we are adding all this SVG. The code I got from here. For each icon, I'm using different code for different menu items here, and that allows us to show these icons here in the default Divi menu. Now, what I was trying to do last week, I wanted to use the Divi theme builder instead of the default Divi menu. So let me show you how that went. back in the dashboard, in the Divi theme builder, I actually created the menu and then it didn't work. The icons were not visible, so I decided to just save the header, export the header I made and try with that later. So let me import that header. It's just a simple menu. We will go inside in a moment. So let me import my my template from last week, and as you can see, it's just a simple menu module that uses the similar font, and that's it. So if I, or maybe in a moment, because the icons are not visible here, but we're going to fix that in a second. But first, I wanted to make sure that this menu, actually we can target it. So I want to add a custom class to it, not to target every menu on that page. I want to be specific. So in the advanced tab of the menu settings, I will add a class of DL menu. And maybe let's fix the padding here. Let's remove the padding from the section. And also from the row itself, because let me show you real quick the little design. I call it the design tile. It's just a basic pieces of design elements I wanted to include on that page. So as you can see, my menu links are taking the whole menu space here. That's why I don't want any padding in the row or in the section. I want my link to fill the entire space there in the menu. Okay, so just so you know what I'm trying to achieve here. Okay, so okay, back to Chrome. We removed padding from the row, and now also from the section, and now I'll remove padding from the row. Okay, so that's a pretty good start. I will save that. 1 second. Save. And I also have to close that and save my changes here. That's the tricky one. I always forget to do that. Okay, so now if I check my site, we have a nice menu, but no icons, right? The icons were working on the standard default Divi navigation, but not with our menu module, even though we are targeting classes to the classes of the list items here, and the classes don't change if we change from the default or if we use menu module. That's why I was confused last week, like why it doesn't work. But the reality is that it does work. The SVG code is here, but the problem with SVGs is that sometimes you might also encounter it. I've seen this being asked a lot. If you don't see your SVGs, it's likely because there is no size set, no width or height, and that's why browser just assumes it's 0, so it doesn't show. So if I right click and inspect our page source and click on the first menu item, and here inside our A element, you can see this SVG code right there, okay? So it's there, it's just not, you can even see when I hover over it that it says 0 by 0. So it's invisible because it doesn't have a set size. So now if I add a CSS here and I want to target my DL menu, and any SVGs inside that menu, okay? Because I don't need to be more specific when constructing my selector here, because I won't have any additional SVGs here, I think. Well, Yes, I'm pretty sure. So SVG, sorry, DL menu, SVG, and now we can define height of our icons. So they are all equal height. Let's say height 60 pixels. Okay, that's too big. Maybe let's try with 45 pixels. That's pretty good. So I will be doing that a bit today, but so I will copy the CSS I just wrote here, and I will go back to theme options, general tab, and I will add, oh, that was some CSS we've added to style the default navigation, but I don't think we need that anymore. We're going to stick to the theme builder menu because it's more powerful. We can do many cool stuff with the theme builder header rather than the default Divi header. Okay, so never mind. Now I will paste that CSS so I won't lose it. But back here, we are not done yet, right? So I want the icons to be above menu items, not next to it. And to do that, we have to use Flexbox. Let's see if I add another rule to target A elements inside my DL menu. And again, for this particular menu, when I have only 4 items, that would be selector that's specific enough. But if I would have submenus, for example, here, or more complex navigation, then I would want to be more specific, defining that selector. But for now, let's try like this. And if I say display flex, and also flex direction column, okay? Oh, sorry, flex direction column. Lovely, right? It's starting to look much better. So let me copy that as well. So I won't need to rewrite this in a minute. Okay. Now let's see. You know, when you click to select an element, you can kind of hover over everything and see where is the padding and where's the margin. Like the blue part is element itself, the green is padding, and orange would be margin, and yellow for border, like the box model, right? So here we only have element, and each, like Lee has some padding on the sides, left padding and right padding, and A has padding at the top and at the bottom. But I would like to, because the way links work is the A element that's being, you know, clickable, not the list item. That's why I would like to remove the padding from the list element. You know, let me show you what I mean. If I hover in between elements, I'm not hovering anything, okay? But here, okay, it's a link, then nothing, and then again here is a link. So I want to be able to put my links next to each other, so there's no empty space in between, and it will be useful because I will be also using different background color. So that's why I'm doing it. Okay, so the list item has a padding left and right. We can see it here. It's from the CSS in the Divi style sheet. It's ETPB menu, ET menu, Lee, first Lee has padding left and right 11 pixels. So I want to target my DL menu, and the rest, oh, okay, I didn't copy it. So DL menu, ETPB menu, ET menu. I am rewriting the same selector as the one here, the one below, Li, but I added additional CSS class, and that will make sure that my CSS overrides the CSS in the style sheet. So now if I say padding 0, it should, oh no, that didn't work, 1 second. Oh, okay, it's the, like this. No, DL menu. Let me see. ETPB menu, DL menu. Let's maybe add another element here. ET menu class nav. I think I'm sure there's some silly typo here. DL menu. Okay, yes, I knew it. It was hyphen instead of the lower lower dash. Okay, so now that we have removed the padding from the Li element, I will again copy that part here, and now we can add padding to A element, right? It already uses top and bottom padding. Let me see. It's hard to see on the small screen, but never mind. Let's just try it this way. New selector. So DL menu, ETPB menu. Okay, you see, now we can, our selector is correct, and then we can decide what's the top, bottom padding, and padding on the side. So I put 20 for each top, right, left, bottom, but that doesn't look as I would like. I think I would try with 20 and then maybe 10 on the sides. No. Okay, let's add more space. Let's make it nice and big, so a lot of space and a lot of space between. 40. Okay, that's too much space. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. So we have our padding. We have now we can take care of the colors, and some of the colors we will be able to customize in the theme builder, right? We don't have to use CSS for everything. So let's go to the, now let me save what we did so far. If I refresh, yes, it works, very nice, great. Okay, and now glad you like it, guys. Thank you. I can see the hearts popping up here. It's so cool. Okay, so back in the global header, let's see how our menu looks in the theme builder. Okay, we don't see icons. I think there's like some CSS is a bit different in here, but anyway, we won't be able to target the icons from the menu module, so that's okay. Let's not worry about that. The most important thing is how your website look on the front end for your website visitors, not necessarily in the theme builder, but yeah, okay, so not to worry about it. In the design section, let's just change our menu text colors. Remember, well, probably you haven't, maybe not everyone watched the live from last week, but I did add a global colors here. I only have a few. I think we would need to add more later, but for now I'm using this new awesome global colors feature and I like it so far, so we'll see how that works. But for now, okay, so active link color, I would actually want this to be light, because as you remember, let me show you here, we have this, the active link would be highlighted with the dark background, so the link color is actually white. So let me add a new global white color. I think that should, yes, there it is. Okay, and now let's pick that oh, sorry, let me show you my screen. Yeah, okay. I almost left you looking at the design. Okay, so I just added a white color here and I selected it for the active link color. Now the menu text color, it uses, I think I've already did that. Okay, so, and then the hover, because as you can see, it kind of changes. So I think it's lowering its opacity, but I want the hover color to be, I'm not sure, I haven't thought about it. Maybe let's stick with the dark color and we can change the background instead of the link color. Maybe that would look nice, I think. Okay, so basically that's it for now here in the, I just wanted to make sure that my active link color is white. So let's save that. And back here, now we won't see anything, but that's okay, because we can't control the link background in the menu module, but not to worry, it's very easy. We've already added some CSS for the A element, the padding here, so we can also add a background color. But the default state is white, so I actually don't need to add a background for the link in the default state. But if I would want to add a link to an active menu item, let's see how that li element, the DL home, that's the active page now. It also has, if we say, look in the HTML source, it also has the current menu item CSS class. And I think, yeah, there's also current page item. That works a bit differently. But yeah, current menu item, well, they would both work, but it's, yeah, never mind. So current menu item it is, and now a new element. I copied the part I used for A, and I want to make sure I'm targeting current menu item. So the class is for the li here. Okay. And now I want the background. I will use black for now. I have to copy the code I used. You see, lovely. It's getting, it's starting to look like my design. Not sure if you like it, but I kind of do. We'll see. Maybe we decided to change it later. But for now, let's do this. Okay. And of course, I don't have the hex code with me. Maybe here. Let's copy it from my from here. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, that would be this color, and save. And now lovely. Let's see if that works. If I click on different page. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the best part about using SVGs, SVG code in our case, is that you can edit it with CSS. So let me show you how we can do that. We kind of need to look into the the SVG code, but just to show you, inside the, I'm not sure if you see me, if I don't, maybe I will just make it bigger for a moment. So, well, go away, go away. Okay, maybe now you can see it better. So here, the SVG has some styles and definitions, but inside we have path, circle, you could have like G element, many different like HTML tags could be inside SVG, and this is where the styling, the color is added. Okay, let me put it back as it should look. That was weird. Okay, so you see there's ST0 class, but that's something that SVG OMG added, I think, I'm not sure, but anyway, we don't need to use that class, but you can see the color is set here as a stroke. Okay, so let me decrease the size so you can see our menu. Okay, and now we can use the star symbol. The star in CSS represents any element, but if we are specific enough, if we want to target DL menu, SVGs inside our DL menu container, and inside SVG, let's select everything. So that's the star symbol. And now fill, oh no, not fill, sorry, stroke, my bad. Fill is, because that's also depends how your SVG was exported. I exported paths. If I would outline my strokes, well, that would be color could be set as a fill, not as a stroke, but in this case it's a stroke. You see, lovely, now it's white. Well, now everything is white, so I want to make sure that I'm only targeting current menu item, SVGs. Lovely, right? Okay, that's so fun. Or maybe I'm just, I like CSS so much. Okay, so let's add that here. And another thing I want to add is a background on hover, okay? So we can leave the, oh, and actually right now the icons have a solid black stroke. They are black, like 000 black, and I'm using a bit different shade of, it's not totally black. I like to use like the saturated black, so I also want to change this icon's stroke for default state. So I will copy this, and not the current menu item, but all SVG, I want them to have a stroke of the same color as the current menu item background. And now let's add a hover color. To the A element. Okay, and I need to go back here and to check my global colors. Let's do this, maybe this one. I'm not sure if it may be too dark, but okay, let's try. Background. And just to be sure, I will also add a transition property. So the transition, I'm sure you've seen it a lot. It's the shorthand, like a transition property, transition duration, and transition timing function? No, or transition, sorry, I don't remember, but basically what kind of transition we have and how long it takes and what should be transitioned. So yeah, okay, if I save this CSS now and refresh my page, lovely. I like it. Do you like it as much as I do? I hope you do. Okay. Another element that I kind of like in the design I made is this little border at the bottom of the menu. So it has this, well, it's isolated? No, it's divided. I'm not sure what would be the best word to describe what I mean, but you know, it's outside of the rest of the content on the page. So yes, let me add a little border here. Let's save that. And here in the design border, I'm editing the section, not the menu, because menu is narrower. I want the full thing to have this underline, let's call it, so bottom border, 2 pixels. And I will use my global color palette, the dark one. Okay, I think it looks nice. Let's save that. Okay, I can see some thumbs up. I'm happy that you like it too. Okay. Lovely. Okay, that's the power of and beauty of CSS. Okay, so let me close that for now. Let's see how... Yes, how it changes. Very nice. Okay, so very nice beginning. And now let's see, that is a scary part. Let's see how these changes we've made, how it affected our mobile menu. Okay, so let's see. If I choose this toggle here, I will be able to decrease the size of my of my preview in the inspector, you know that. Okay, so first of all, there's like no padding here, so that's not ideal. We have to fix that. And also, okay, this one is white. Okay, there's a bit mess, but it's not bad. The icons are there. So, okay, let's fix that, okay? Hopefully, we still have the time, so let's try to make our mobile menu version pretty as well. Okay, I kind of like how you see the border here is, okay, anyway, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. That's super weird to talk to myself, but yeah, I know you're there, so it's fine, I'm not crazy. Okay, first, why it's white? We don't want this, okay, we need a background here, okay, right, we want this to be white, but we want to add a background to this menu item. And the reason the background we've already used here, let me see, this one. No, not this one, sorry. Where is it? Oh, this part doesn't work because this selector doesn't select the mobile menu version. Mobile menu is actually a separate element, so we have to target it a bit differently. Let's see, let's use ET mobile menu. Okay, I think we only need to change that. To be honest, I kind of guessing here, but not this one. Comma, that allows us to use multiple selectors, multiple targets in a single selector, in a single rule set, in case you don't know that. So DL menu, ETPB menu, these are the classes that are the same, that's the main menu container. And then we have ET menu, and that's the difference, I think. This should be ET mobile menu. Yes, I'm just checking if it's the lower dash or hyphen. So ET, this time that symbol, ET mobile menu. I will save that and hope for the best. let's refresh. Yay, it worked. Okay, that's great. Now, additional adjustments. I think it would be nice because the font is very narrow and the icons are kind of fun, and we only have 4 items. So I think we could get away with making it next to each other, putting it next to each other. Like, you know, it even at the mobile menu version starts to show below 980 pixels. So it's quite wide if you open it on a tablet, you know, on the horizontal view. The menu is still quite big, even if it's mobile menu. So I think we should be able to use it, still be able to use it easily if the menu items are next to each other. So that approach obviously is not for every website, but like this, like if you have very small site with just a few pages and you want to use icons, that could kind of work. So let's try to do this. So the we have to target our li elements, and we need to make sure they are not taking up the whole available space. So first, actually, let's remove, you see the green part, you remember, the padding. So let's remove the padding from the mobile menu. DL menu, ET mobile menu. Okay, no. Like this. And padding 0. That's a good start, I believe. So let's copy that so we don't lose it. Okay. And now the lis. So by default, these are block elements, so they take the whole available width. But if I say that I want my mobile menus, menu lis, to be only 25% wide. We have 4, so that makes sense. But I also need them to float, because we can't use flexbox here, I think, because that's the... Okay, without going into details, using floating will move the elements next to each other. So if we float everything left, you see how that magically works. So yeah, that's what we wanted, right? Okay, so that's a good start. We also have to fix the icons not being at the top, so that would be our next step. Let's see, I think again that would be the same thing, that the targets were only the flex here, DL menu A, display flex, that doesn't seem to work for that A inside of the mobile menu. So let's see why. We have, you see that our display flex is crossed out. So it's being overwritten. Let's see why. Here we have display block. So we need to be a bit more specific in our selector. So not only DL menu A, but DL menu ET mobile menu li A. So that was the original selector, that part, and if I added additional class, that makes it more specific, and it should win. So let's save my changes here, and now if I refresh, yes, icons are at the top, but the text is left aligned, so we want to make sure it's aligned center, and text align center should do that. Lovely, but we definitely want to have more space here, right? Okay, it's all squished here, so we need to make sure, and I think the padding is also being overwritten with some more specific CSS. Let's see. Okay, there's padding 10 pixels and 5% for the mobile menu. And what if we use, let's see what would look nice. So just for this one element, sorry, like this, padding, we had 40 pixels, and then we actually don't need any padding on the sides because it's in the center anyway, and it's 25% wide, so we can do top and bottom, and then left and right 0, so to make sure the text doesn't wrap in the second line. So yeah, I think 40. I could even say that maybe even more, like so. That could be kind of fun. We can maybe make this text and icon a bit bigger, but it's a good start. So I will add that as a padding here, but okay, like so. Sorry, I hope that's not too confusing and you can kind of see what I'm doing. And I want to target ET mobile menu. Like so. Perfect. Okay, let's see how that looks if I resize my... one second. Okay, the hover color doesn't work, and we have this hover semi-transparent hover. Sorry, the overlay on hover, and it works on all of these. So okay, but it looks pretty good even with the very small screen. So well, probably on very small we should do 2 in a row, so we can fix that in a moment. But let's make sure okay, let me just make it bigger so we see everything. Let's make sure the hover color works. I know there's no hover on mobile, but you kind of see the color when you like not fully press the icon. So there is a little bit of hover on mobile, not, you know what I mean, I'm sure. So okay, a hover, let's see what is applied right now. Oh, there we go, background color, and there's this super low opacity black overlay. So this is the one we want to target. Okay, and let's do the L menu. I hover, color, background. So what am I doing now? And opacity we have to offset. I'm just putting red because I don't remember the hex code, but we'll copy that in the CSS. Okay, so that works. That's okay. That's great. Let's add that. Oh, this is our... We can actually add that here. Like that. Not red, but this one. Okay, I think that's... okay, we don't see hover here, but kind of when you click on it, it's kind of changes. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That's fine. One additional thing is just to change the width of elements when in the when on the smaller screen sizes. So like 479, I think it's the another Divi breakpoint for phones. So media max width 479, I think it is, pixels. And then, oh, this one, hourly, we want them to be 50% wide, and this way we will have 4 in a row, I think. Very nice. Okay, we kind of could make the text a bit bigger. I think we should be able to control that in the builder settings. So design menu text, the text size is set to 70 on phone. Let's make it maybe also 7 or maybe 16. We kind of can't see it. Now let's save that and see how that looks here. Did I save it? No, I don't know. Sorry. Okay, bear with me. We're getting closer. Okay, no, that didn't. Let's check what size is it now. It's 17. Okay, should we make it like 20? Maybe. And I do want to add some space between the text and the icon. Okay, so it's nicely spaced out, and 20 kind of works correctly, even for the for the desktop version. Okay, so back here, let's change the text size to 20 pixels for all screen sizes. The font is so narrow that we should be able to get away with that. And what I wanted, and add some space. So all we need to do is to target our SVG and make sure it has some margin at the bottom. Margin bottom, maybe 15. Let's try with 15 pixels. Save, refresh. It should. The font size didn't work. Let me save that. Oh no, it's because it did work. I just previewing this on the 75% size. Okay, so yes, I think it looks very, very good. I think I hope you like it. I like it. And the mobile. Oh yeah, there's one thing about mobile being so. What's happening with my the mobile? It looks fine here. Okay, I kind of can't make my Chrome smaller, but if it would be smaller, it would go to 2 in a row, so that's also fine. It looks kind of cool, but we do want to add this padding here, and I'm not sure if we can achieve that with the theme builder settings. I think if we add a padding to the module, that would make our links not full height. So I'm just going to do that with CSS too. Okay, so here, let's see. Oh, it's a section. We can add we should be able to add, but then this line would be so close to our. We would have to remove the border. Okay, so let's try. Let's remove the, or maybe instead of removing the border, let's add more border. just something we can try. Okay, just bear with me. ET mobile menu. No, not like this. DL. And border 2 pixels, black for now, solid, like so. And then if I add space here, that would, well, it will show. I'm not sure about the logo. I kind of don't like how it's being squished here. So let's try adding padding in the module, not in the section. Let's see why our menu is so tiny here. Okay, now let's actually try. Okay, so yeah, the mobile menu border. Let me re-add that here. This we added padding 0 and also border 2 pixels. This one solid. sorry, I keep forgetting what I was doing. Oh, okay, I wanted to add padding. So here I will save changes, and now I think if I add padding only to mobile version, that might work. So spacing, padding on tablet, let's add 30. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. And while we're here, we can change the color of the hamburger icon from our global palette. Okay, lovely. Let's save that. And I think we've got it. Let's refresh. Ah, no, it's kind of too close still. We have to move that 30 pixels. We added 30 pixels padding, and now let's move the menu to the bottom. I think we should get away with just the margin top. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now it does this. I don't like that. Maybe, I'm not sure, should we fix that? Okay, it's almost an hour now, so let's maybe leave it like that. I will add that top margin so it's aligned correctly and not worry about that animation for now. There is a bit different approach we could take, but I think it's good enough. You can go to playgrounddeveloper.com to see it live, and also on your phone to preview how that looks on mobile. I think it should be pretty good. I think the effect is pretty good. So we are getting closer to the end, but there's one more thing I wanted to do today. So just a very quick thing, because there was an error here in the console about missing Favicon, you know, the icon that's shown here in the in your browser tab. So I made a little icon and I wanted to add it really quick. So if you were wondering how to do that, or you've never done it in Divi, that's how we do it. It's very quick and simple, so I will show you real quick. In the theme customizer, in general settings, site identity, we have site icon. Okay, so we can let me select an icon here. One second, here it is. Just you know, a tiny little image that has to be 512 pixels square, but it's getting really small, so you can't really go crazy with the design. But now if I publish the changes, you see a little, well, you barely see probably, but there's a little icon here, which I think is a nice touch. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it and you will find it useful. I will add that on my YouTube channel, and then it will so that we can display this all this replays of these live videos on the page itself. So we'll have a list of posts with for each week, and I will also include the CSS I used, so they're all would be available on the Playground website. So I'm looking forward to hearing your comments and suggestions. Next week, I think I will work on the blog, so our content is displayed nicely. Maybe we can do a layout for a single blog page. We'll see. We'll do some work around the blog, so that, you know, we can make this website look nicer and nicer. Hopefully you like the header and what we did today, and thank you very much for your lovely comments. I really appreciate it. It's really great that we have this lovely community here. So I'll see you next time, same time next week. Bye.